So, Wizards has just announced a new kind of booster. It's called the Play Booster.
Play booster.
This will combine set boosters and draft boosters into one booster.
Yes, we are overall down one product.
Essentially, they're just going to be draftable set boosters.
Essentially draftable set boosters. But this is a good thing because if you read Mark Rosewater's blog, there's been a lot of problems with regards to the marketing of both set boosters and draft boosters. One kind of cannibalizes the other and it causes problems for different sectors of the market.
Yeah, so overall, we agree that it's a pretty good thing. One thing I really like about what they're doing with the new Play boosters is the cutting down of the list cards.
Yeah.
So it used to be like 300 cards and you open some random common that does nothing, but now they're gonna really focus that list down into more playable cards.
Playable cards. I'm still a bit unsure about that. I think it can go either way. We'll really have to see what happens in that particular new set that comes out and how it really plays. But I think it's encouraging if they're focusing more on the draftability. It does imply that how these cards actually affect limited play is going to be a very big deciding factor in what actually does make the cut.
Yeah, because they kind of have to tie those cards into the set, right?
Yeah.
To make them play well with the whole set.
Yeah, that's right.
These will not be coming out immediately, by the way. They will be coming out sometime next year with the release of the Karlov set.
Karlov set.
Murders at Karlov Manor. Okay, so let's talk about what exactly are the differences between this play booster and draft boosters and set boosters.
Okay.
And we'll try to make it simple. Okay. So first of all, play boosters only have 14 draftable cards.
Draftable, yeah.
As compared to the draft boosters, which used to have 15.
Yeah.
So they're cutting one common out of that, and I think that's a good thing.
That's a good thing. The idea, Drew, I think, Maro said that it's because like you end up with a lot of stuff that's unplayed in your draft booster typically, and a lot of the commons just, people don't even consider them, so why bother? Why not just have like a higher density of playable cards and stuff like that?
We'll have to see how this really impacts draft. Like sometimes, maybe you're just missing like that one playable card. But that could be a reflection of your draft as well.
Yeah, so I think Wizards has this thing called the S-Fan, which is basically how the rarities are spread across the boosters to affect the draft play experience. They're really going to need to adjust this, based on the increased rarity, possibility of getting more bomb new rares, which can be a problem for limited environments and stuff like that.
Yeah, so talking about that, they will maintain the potential to open up to 4 rares or mythic rare cards in this play booster. So draft boosters, at most you could get 2, right? One foil, one non-foil.
Yeah, and that's pretty difficult to get, right?
Yeah. So those were really bombs. And now with this up to 4 rares, you could open a lot more bombs.
You could,
Yes.
yeah. And bombs are not good for limited. It becomes very polarizing sometimes, so it has to be balanced out. It will be interesting to see how Wizards of the Coast kind of adjusts, right, the ratios of like the removal, the proportion of what's available for you to interact with these things.
I think one of the things could be that rares might just be less powerful.
Hopefully that's not the case.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of contradictory to what they want for their fire design, right? Whereas things have to be exciting. But I think what will happen is maybe like the power level that you normally see for uncommon level removal in limited might maybe be downshifted to common in some cases, maybe something like that. We'll have to see what really shows up when the set drops.
Yep, so in addition to that, there will be -3 commons from this play booster as compared to the draft booster. So yeah, that's a lot less draft chaff.
Less wastage. Less things get thrown in the trash.
And speaking about trash cards, set boosters, currently they all have 1 guaranteed art card. In play boosters, it's a 1 in 3 opportunity of an art card. So it's either that or you get a token or an ad card.
Yeah.
So,
ad cards are ultimate trash.
And apparently set boosters have these like connected commons and uncommons.
Yeah, I've never really felt that though. Yeah,
I think they stopped it a few sets ago.
Really? Okay, sure.
But anyway, that's going to be out, guaranteed out. Yeah.
So how does this affect play communities? I like draft quite a lot. I used to draft quite a lot during Return of Guilds of Ravnica, right? I did a lot of limited draft for Guilds of Ravnica and things like that. And it's a really good environment. It's a really good way for you to kind of experience the set without other sets kind of messing up flavor of it, etc., etc. A lot of the commons, which you typically don't play with, are actually very, very potentially powerful in a limited set. So the big problem I've realized with the set boosters is that kind of supply of draft boosters in my store is in GH, has kind of dried up because it's difficult to move the product, right? So hopefully with this, coming back to this one booster system, limited people who are interested in limited can kind of like come for draft again and stuff like that, right?
I mean, yeah, you go into the store, it's all set boosters.
It's all set boosters.
And you want to draft, there's just no draft boosters. I personally think that it's this, but more so Arena that kind of killed draft and in-store play in general, like standard. So hopefully this is a step towards the right direction, getting players back in the store, getting people to draft more in person, even though it takes longer.
Yeah.
It's more expensive.
Will it solve the lack of people interested to play draft? Probably not. But is it like a baby step towards that? Yeah, I think it's potentially that. It will be interesting to see how it affects the slots that are available for at each rarity, because typically in a set they have X number of slots for like common level creatures, uncommon says X number of slots. So I think this new play booster thing might actually change that a little bit. It'll be quite interesting to see how it pans out.
Yeah. Okay. So one important thing is that set boosters used to have this Commander exclusive card. You could open a special slot where the card was only legal in Commander.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's going to be removed.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know how they're going to supplement the supply for this. It might only, all these Commander exclusive cards could only end up in Commander precons and collected boosters. So it's going to make it harder to find.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So actually that's a point that I don't think was mentioned. It could actually potentially help some people as well, because there's been some complaint that cards built for Commander are like no-brainers to throw in your deck, right? There isn't any kind of like agency for you to make that decision. So we'll see how some people feel about that.
Yeah. I think it might be something to take note of, especially regarding card prices and the secondary market, the supply of these cards.
Yeah.
So precons might end up becoming more valuable.
Maybe, yeah.
As compared to the past few years where you could just pick up these singles
the
anyway.
random singles,
Yeah, I think overall it's positive. Quite exciting going forward to see how this will impact the draft environment. I personally think if there are people coming back to the store and drafting, I would like to join in.
Yeah.
Get in a draft a month, 2 drafts a month.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be really
It's
fun.
a really nice way to build your collection if you play Paper Magic. Just do a few drafts, get something cool, just chuck it in your deck. Why not?
And the difference between this and Arena, I think it's big because drafting in person is just such a different experience.
It's different.
Yeah. I mean, if you're drafting like Arena, most likely you're trying to grind games and just practice a draft environment to compete somewhere. Whereas for this, you're just really learning the set and kind of having fun with
just
it.
really just drafting your friends. You can sometimes laugh and troll people around the table even as you're drafting. It's pretty hilarious.
So let us know your thoughts. Let us know your comments. What do you think? Is this good? Is this bad? Is this something you're excited for or something that you're not going to take part in? Whatever. Is this going to force you to quit Magic? Let us know. Thanks for watching.